Okay, on to 2.9 from the book. 4 out of 5 dentists prefer Crest. Right, well that statement, okay, let's have a look at this. 4 out of 5 dentists, okay. Now that is kind of like a proportion, it's a ratio. Okay, if I had to write 4 out of 5 dentists, in other words, there's the part over the whole, 5 is the total, 4 out of 5 dentists prefer Crest. That would be the ratio, okay. Now, have a look at this below. Supposing Procter & Gamble asked 250 dentists what brand they preferred, and 200 said Crest. Okay. Again, what we're saying for this one, it's 200. Okay. Out of the total amount of 250 dentists asked, said that they preferred Crest. So there it is as a proportion, like a ratio. Okay. Now, if we were to reduce this, okay, I mean, you can keep on going, but if I were to divide both those by 50, I'd get 4/5. Okay. Now, of course, we've set those numbers up to kind of match the 4 out of 5, the 4/5 dentists that preferred Crest. But the thing about this is that these are equivalent fractions, and it's the same proportion. 200 out of 250 is the same as 4 out of 5. Now, I might have shown this before. Okay. Remember cross multiplication. This just proves it. What's 200 times 5? That's 1,000. Okay. If I go the other way, what's 4 times 250? That's also 1,000. So there you go. I've just proved they're equal to each other. Okay, cross multiplication kind of proves that they're equal to each other. So let's have a look at some of these. And there's a little thing coming in right now. Okay, there it is. Okay, so in other words, if I multiply those two together, it'll be the same as multiplying those two together. Okay, right. Have a look at this down here. Now, honestly, this can be set up kind of like this as a proportion. But honestly, if I look at this, okay, there are 600 dentists. Again, 4/5 of them prefer Crest. Now, I would just say, what's 4/5 of 600? Just as I was supposed to. Suppose I said, what's half of 600? Well, that's 300. I don't really need to do any kind of fancy math to get that. So if I was to say to myself, well, I want to know what 4/5 of, remember multiplication, of 600 people, then I would just set it up like that. I mean, so for this is just me doing a good old fraction problem. Okay, so I'm not sure what that comes out to be. 4/5 of 600, what's that? I think it's 480, but put it in your calculator. Now, what they're trying to get at this is this, okay? Now, again, this is going to look a bit different. So again, if I'm looking for what 4/5 of 600 is, that's all I would do. But watch this. 4 out of 5 dentists is the same as how many out of 600? Okay, I mean, it'll mark a 6. Here we go. Okay, now look, that's the equivalent kind of fraction, right? So 4/5 is the same as what out of 600? Because 4 out of 5, 4 is the sum of the dentists, 5 is the total amount of dentists. So if we start talking about a total of 600 dentists, that has to go on the bottom, just like the 5 has to go on the bottom, okay? So again, I'm looking for what the part is, just those dentists who like using Crest. Okay, so this is the cross multiplication. What's 5 times x? It's 5x, okay? And that will equal, what's 4 times 600? That's 2400, squeeze it in. Now remember, divide by the number next to the letter. Divide by the number next to the letter. Okay, so that will go. And x should be, if you put it in your calculator, 480. Okay, so what we're saying out here is that 480 out of 600, yes, is the same as 4 out of 5. Okay, but again, you know, if it was me, I would have just done this. I just want to know what 4/5 of 600 is. But sometimes you can't. Remember, they're giving us the totals. We're trying to find the part. Supposing it just gives us the part and we're trying to find the total. Okay, maybe we can find one of those. Okay, remember, cross multiplication. Okay, and there it is down there. Okay, I kind of mentioned it. The A times the D equals the B times the C. There. Right, let's look at another page then, very quickly. And here it is. Here's another one. Okay, this is straightforward use cross multiplication. So if you kind of don't have to build it yourself, here it is. Just do cross multiplication. 5x, okay, equals whatever that is. I think that's 12,000. So if you divide both sides by 5, divide by 5. So kind of like that. divide by 5, I'm sure here it is over here, comes out to be 2400, okay, when you divide both sides by 5. Now I'm trying to find one where I'm trying to find the how many did they win? Okay, now this is a good one here. Okay, so before I shut this video down, have a look at this. The Brooklyn Dodgers won 16 out of every 25 games. So I would start it off by doing this. They won 16 out of 25. Okay. Now then, they won a total of 98 games. It's not telling us the total amount of games. Okay, it's telling us the total, just that they won. So look, if they won 16, that's what they won out of a total of 25, then they won 98. You see I'm putting it on the top. These are the numbers that were the winning numbers out of the total numbers I don't know. So we are looking for, you know, the total amount of games they played. Well, that is the denominator. Again, if they won 16 out of 25, they won 98 out of what? Cross multiplication. 16 times x is 16x. Now I need a calculator for the next one. What's 25 times 98? Okay, let's bring it down here so you can see it. 25 times 98, that equals 2450. Okay. Then I would divide both sides, remember, by the number next to the letter. Divide both sides by 16. So we can kind of say, okay, great, gone. So if I then divide it by 16, it equals, now I've got to round this, it's 153 games. Let's have a look over the page here. Looks like it's 153, I'll write it down. Looks like I've got 153 rounding to the whole number. And let's turn the page as it were. Okay, so, and there it is, okay, there. So remember, it was 16 out of 25, and that equaled 19 out of I don't know. Okay, with the cross multiplication, we got about 153. Okay, so cross multiplication, but again, sometimes it's setting it up yourself. Okay,